Welcome, FNews57 here. Once again, we're back on the Xbox Series X, and today I'm going to be showing you how to complete the Trick or Treat event in as quick a manner as possible. So, this is Call of Duty MW3 Season 6, the Halloween event, and this event, it's a little bit misleading, so I didn't initially think that it was going to be as easy, and I thought I ran into a glitch. But basically, this event is actually easier than it seems to complete. So for anyone who's been putting it off, this video will show you how to unlock all of the rewards, including the Blood Red Riding Hood skin for the Banshee Operator. Now, keep in mind, that lists as a whopping 1 million candy required. And it's just really weird that there's additional candy being multiplied somehow. So there's another set of categories, each category having a few unique rewards that you can earn over the course of unlocking 1,500 candy. Relatively easy, relatively straightforward. There's a total of 4 sets. You get a bunch of calling cards and little stuff, and some of these reward additional candy. The only thing that I can think of that's going on here is somehow this additional candy is being multiplied and counting towards the king-sized treat, giving you extra candy. It seems to be working for all players this way, and I did a lot of testing on it before putting out this video. So, I'm going to show you the most efficient ways to go ahead and get candy, whether it be you are just late to doing the event, or for some reason should the event have been updated and patched and the candy is no longer multiplying. In order to get these done the most efficient way possible, I would recommend using a tombstone, but that's personal preference. Really, you can technically do this in one game with the candy multiplying. Without the candy multiplying, should the devs change it, you would have to do this over multiple games. The most efficient way is going to be to do this in MWZ, which is the zombies mode. There's a ton of different weapons that you could use. Really, it's personal preference. We want something with a fast movement speed, a good rate of fire, and just capable of annihilating a lot of zombies. Depending on the method that you choose, my personal recommendations would be the FJX Horse. You can see the loadout that I like to use here. And yes, we do have the Mark of Survivor camo for it. Or the Holger 556 with incendiary rounds and the backsaw conversion kit on it. Personal preference though, I don't recommend that if you don't have MAGA holding. As far as equipment goes, since we're going to be massacring a ridiculous amount of zombies, in order to move around the map quickly, I recommend the Scorcher case. And then you will need at least some form of ether tool and some form of Pack-a-Punch crystal just to speed up this process so you don't have to do a lot of farming in game. The golden armor and MAGA holding will come in handy, but they're not 100% needed depending on the weapon that you bring in. Should you use the crossbow with explosive bolts or the bow with explosive bolts, you will definitely want to bring in deadwire detonators. So go ahead and get your gear set up. You can do this with a team if you want, and once you're set up, I'll meet you in-game. Alright, once you've entered the game and you have either used your tombstone or just general gameplay to go ahead and get geared up, there's going to be multiple ways that you can get candy, and there's a few things we have to understand about candy to make this as efficient as possible. However, what I will recommend for the vast majority of players is to locate one of these activate the PND or Outlast contracts, preferably in Zone 2, the medium threat area, and then we're going to go ahead and create an infinite spawn. Now, you can do this with any Outlast contract. It can be in Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, it does not matter. You can technically do it with a team. Unfortunately, I'm a bit unlucky for the purposes of this video, and the Outlast contract that is available in this match is the one right here. And this building particularly just sucks because it's a very large spawn, but you can use this building as well. It doesn't matter. The first option is to simply call in a exfil, call it in, kill all the zombies, pick up the candy, rinse and repeat that process. The second option is to play the game normally. The third option is to go ahead and trigger a mega spawn. I have a separate video on that. And last but not least is to set a Outlast contract to infinite spawn. So to set an Outlast contract to infinite spawn, it is a ridiculously easy endeavor in the fact that all you need to do is enter and exit the area of operation at least once before the PND hits 35% on that mission progress bar. Once the PND hits 35%, we are going to exit and remain exited from the building. That will cause the progress bar to go down, but it will create an infinite spawn of zombies. Keeping in mind that Tier 1 zombies drop less candy per kill than Tier 2 zombies, Tier 3 zombies do seem to drop the most candy per kill, but obviously they take longer to kill, and being that they take longer to kill, it's going to be less efficient. Also, candy does disappear incredibly quick, so I'm just going to toss a decoy to show you. There's a couple of different types of candy drops. So we'll go ahead and kill a couple of zombies, hellhounds, doesn't matter. And you'll notice that this candy, I'm not getting to pick it up, it is disappearing within a couple of seconds. When you pick up a normal drop of candy, which looks like just a pile of candy on the ground, you get somewhere around 10 candy depending on the actual drop. If you get a drop with the jack-o'-lantern, it's somewhere between 20 to the most that I've seen is 35. So, in order to do this the most efficient way possible, you want to make sure that you don't use ammo mods like Brain Rot or perks like Elemental Pop, and you want to kill the zombies as close to you as possible. That's why I recommended having the golden armor. Obviously, decoys can help with that. And you're just going to go through here and slay as many zombies as you possibly can. That is really all it boils down to. Just kill zombies as fast as you possibly can, and try not to steal other people's kills. The candy is picked up and acquired on an individual basis. The person that picks it up off the ground is the person that gets credit for it. It is not split amongst a team. However, for some reason, upon unlocking the 1500 candy collected, the bonus candy that you get seems to be multiplied as opposed to just the base several hundred. And you can do this for as long as you want during the match, obtaining as much candy as you want. Technically, it is possible to complete this with a little bit of luck in a single game of zombies due to the multiplied candy. You will need to try to earn around 9,000 candy in order to get all of the event's rewards, unlocking that Red Riding Hood Banshee skin. So again, extremely easy to do. If you do get overrun, you can always toss a decoy grenade to make it a little bit easier on yourself. Making sure not to use things like the friendly hellhound or the mercenary that can steal kills, because as I mentioned earlier, if we take a look at that candy drop, it's roughly about 3 to 5 seconds before the candy actually disappears. So you really need to pick it up extremely quickly. Other than that, that's the only special thing that you need to do, and within about 9,000 candy, you should have the event completed with the multiplying bonus candy rewards. Should the devs ever get around to fixing that multiplied candy reward, then obviously you would need to farm a lot more candy, because let's be honest, 1,000,000 candy is something slightly ridiculous. I'm going to go ahead and keep farming, but I will edit out the farm time here, just so you can see how much candy I get at the end of one game. However, just with this quick explanation, you folks can see that we're not doing a perfect job of getting all the candy here, but we're already over 1,500 candy, in an extremely short amount of time. By the way, folks, apologies for this video coming out a little bit late. Things have been very crazy after returning from TwitchCon, and of course being here in Florida, where we've been hit by 2 hurricanes already, and at the time of recording, a 3rd one about to make landfall. So, hope everybody stays safe out there. Now, as you can see, we are just about to collect our 9,000th candy. It's honestly really freaking easy to do this, so I have over 9,000 candy collected, and it has been about 20 minutes. If you follow the strategy that I've shown in this video, then you really will not have much of any problem at all collecting a ridiculous amount of candy, and this is also a great way to farm weapon XP, profile XP, and battle pass tier skips, if you happen to need any of those. So, as always, remember, if you have any questions, just ask. I know this method seems really strange in the fact that it sounds like you're going to need a ridiculous amount of candy, but for some weird reason the candy multiplies, and I do believe the multiplied candy is the candy from the rewards for completing each of the 4 sets of 1,500 candy acquired, even though that candy can all be acquired in the same match. So if you found this video helpful, do me a massive help. Go ahead and smash that like button. Maybe leave a nice spicy comment on the video. Or, you know, if you're really feeling froggy, both. As always, subscribe for more content. I will be covering Black Ops 6 upon release, as well as some other games depending on what we can get our hands on. So just bear with me as we go through this 3rd hurricane. Till next time, my brothers and sisters at Legion, stay frosty.